President-elect Joe Biden is in the process of nominating his cabinet, the experts who will advise him on everything from the economy to defense. For the position of Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security, he nominated Alejandro Mayorkas, who, if appointed, will be the first immigrant and first Latino to fill the role, and who is also a proud Loyola Law School alum. The Department of Homeland Security is a highly influential office, and one that has come under serious scrutiny during the Trump administration. It runs the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, which hosts the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, or DACA program, which protects immigrants that arrive to the United States as children. It also runs the Immigrations and Customs Enforcement Office, or ICE, which has faced serious criticism from progressives for its aggressive enforcement of immigration laws. So how does a Loyola Law School education prepare students like Majorcas for these careers? I spoke to Michael Waterstone, the Dean of Loyola Law School, to find out. So how do you think Loyola Law School prepares students for careers in public service?
Yeah, thank you for that, Veronica. It's wonderful to have the opportunity to talk with you. So look, I think the world needs what we're doing in terms of public service, in terms of social justice work, more than it ever has. We have a broken access to justice system where people with resources have access to one type of justice, and those that don't experience a broken system.
The newly appointed Loyola Law School Associate Dean for Equity and Inclusion, Kathleen Kim, is an expert on immigration law. She explained what policy we can expect from Mr. Mayorkas' leadership of DHS.
I think that the way our asylum laws and protections have become completely denigrated under the Trump administration will be fixed by Mayorkas. I really hope for that. I think that his initial days are going to be quite busy reversing all of the horrible and harmful consequences that this administration has caused to migrants seeking relief.
Professor Kim's own immigration views are more progressive than the platform that Biden ran on.
I mean, in my ideal world, eliminate the enforcement emphasis within our immigration system, period. I think that nothing else should go into enforcement until we do create a safe and open border system. We should not be, our government, our country should not be incentivizing migrants to take dangerous, circuitous, exploitive paths to enter the country. You know, we can have a open border system that's regulated, you know, just by having these ports of entry, and there can still be border officials welcoming immigrants.
Open borders. It's a term that even the most progressive of Democrats tend to avoid. Bernie Sanders even called it a Koch brothers proposal.
Open borders? That's a Koch brothers proposal. The idea, of course, I mean, that's a right-wing proposal which says essentially there is no United States.
But it would make a lot of global poor richer, wouldn't it?
And it'd make everybody in America poor. Then you're doing away with the concept of a nation state.
But Professor Kim is optimistic that even if the Biden administration doesn't embrace open borders, it will take some steps in that direction.
I think that Majorcas is going to play a really big role, and he could play a very influential role in speaking to the harms that criminalizing unauthorized border entries has created. He can work with the Attorney General to deprioritize or eliminate any priority enforcement against those crossing the border unauthorized. And that is well within executive power.
What Mr. Mayorkas does with this position, if confirmed by the Senate, will without a doubt define the United States' position on immigration going forward. Veronica BP, Election 2020, Los Angeles.